Hi guys, again welcome back. This is Srinivas Kaveti signing in from New York. This video we're going to do it for international students. We've been getting calls from all over the country where students on a student visa, F-1 visa, they're driving, drinking and driving, and if they're getting caught by the cops, either in a state highways or in the city roads, when they're getting detained, when they're drunk and drive, they're getting arrested. And the second thing is they'll be detained in the police stations and they'll be produced before the judges. And of course, you can get a bail next day. You can come out by after a bail bond hearing. And after that, what they're getting is they're getting a notification from the consulates overseas that their visa is getting terminated. The question is it lawful that the consulates overseas, when you're getting arrested for drink and driving, that your visa get terminated or visa get cancelled, revocation? The answer is, the law says, if you've been arrested for drink and driving, the prosecution, the state has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you've committed an offense. And after that, after the disposition, if the court or if the prosecution could prove that you've been guilty, that if you're being proved guilty, then that amounts to either felony or a misdemeanor, or sometimes it could be a violation. Many times what happens in the country, whenever it is a first-time offense, the courts are liberal. If you're an international student or anyone, if it is a first-time offense, they are very liberal. They will not penalize. Of course, they will penalize, but they will be very liberal in penalizing you. So if it is a first-time offense, they could reduce it to a misdemeanor, or if it is a misdemeanor, they could reduce it to a violation, sometimes even a probation. So every state is different. Every state penal law is different in America, because there are 50 states in America. And once you've been proved guilty, then it is for the immigration or the consulates to go back and say, hey, you've committed some moral turpitude offenses. You've committed a drunken driving offense, which could be a felony or a misdemeanor, depends upon how much of alcohol level you have. And there are many factors. Then they can terminate or revocate your visa. Revocation is nothing but cancellation. It's a legal term used in law. So we've been getting calls from students saying that they're getting emails from the consulates overseas that they are on a student visa, that their visa has been revoked. In my opinion, that's unlawful. That the consulate, because merely you got arrested, doesn't mean that the case is not proved beyond reasonable doubt. There is no criminal disposition, there's no criminal record, that the consulates are going and revoking your visa. I want you to understand, students, that revocation of visa, what happens, you're not illegal in America, but you don't have right to go. You can go out of the country, but you don't have right to enter into the country. What is a visa? Basically, visa is like a license to come into the country. It's like buying a movie ticket. That once you buy a movie ticket, you can go into the movie theater or a show that allows you to go inside. So it's a license to enter into their premises. A visa is also a license, a permission to come into America. And once you go out of the country, you cannot come back because your visa is being revoked. That means your right to enter back is being revoked, it's been cancelled. So the student guys, you don't have to get stressed out. You can contact some competent lawyers. You can stay in the country lawfully. You can continue your studies, and you can maybe even apply for an H-1B. You could get an H-1B. Many times when the case is being disposed of, sometimes the judges might dismiss because the prosecution could not prove beyond reasonable doubt. Sometimes you might have got a violation which is not in the record. Sometimes your record is being even sealed. It's called expungement. And sometimes there are many deals, plea deals. Each state is different. Each state law is different. You have to check it out with the local lawyers, those who practice criminal law. However, but you should work with some lawyers who practice criminal law and has immigration law in a particular states. And don't take this as a legal advice. It's a general in nature. I'm sharing my wisdom. So guys, don't get stressed out. These are for international students, but I want you guys to be aware that don't drink and drive. You're not living in overseas, you're not living in your home country, and you got to be careful. Sometimes if you kill somebody, that amounts to a murder. It amounts to serious offense that you drink and drive. You got to be careful. So what is the penalty? Sometimes you end up in jail. Sometimes your visa gets revoked. Sometimes your license gets revoked. There are different remedies. Depends upon the case to case. So this is only just information. I'm giving it to you. Get in touch with local lawyers in your jurisdiction, but make sure that you contact some lawyers who understands criminal law and as well as immigration law, because there are some immigration repercussions once you get arrested. Because when you're going for a job, especially in IT industry, once you have a criminal record or once you have an arrest record, when you go for a job interviews, or when you go for your clearance, when you give a fingerprint, it'll come up. And if you're applying for an immigration to Canada or to any other countries, even if you get married to an American spouse, when you're applying, it'll come up. And you have to disclose if you're changing your status from H-1 or a F-1 to green card, or even for any other status. In the application, when you go to the consulate, there is a column which asks you, have you been arrested? The answer is yes. So don't avoid that question, and don't lie on oath, and don't omit that question. Very important question. So if you lie, or if you give a wrong answer or misrepresentation, or if you give a false answer, you could be debarred, because that itself is a ground for your visa refusal. Because you're trying to get a visa benefits or immigration benefits by lying on oath, it will come back to you. So it will be on the record. So better be careful, be honest, and give a truthful statement. Just by lying, because you're lying on oath, it amounts to perjury. Perjury is an offense, and it's a moral turpitude offense. Sometimes we could say, oh, I just lied on an application, but it's a perjury. Perjury is a moral turpitude offense. If you have committed a moral turpitude offense, you could be disqualified from getting even a green card in the future. So guys, better be careful, students, and don't say that, oh, I don't know the law because I'm not aware of the law of this country. Ignorance of law, and that's not a defense. I don't know the law is not a defense. Ignorance of fact is a defense, but ignorance of law is not a defense. So, aliens or foreigners who are coming into this country, especially international students, be careful, don't drink and drive. And we'll come up with more videos like this for international students. In the next video, we're going to come back and say, because the immigration has added more disciplines for STEM students. So we're going to come up with more videos. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, share with your friends and family. And thank you very much. If you want to get in touch with us, please visit our website. We are in Manhattan, New York. We do give free consultations initially. Get in touch with us. But if you want to get in touch with local immigration lawyers, wherever you are, you're quite welcome. Thank you very much.